And what it should be is Restream is building up and it's sending the video to every place. And hopefully it will catch its druthers in a second. What I always forget to do is when recording videos for YouTube, I shoot everything in 4K. So I'm streaming to Restream in 4K right now, which is dumb. Yeah, I always got to remember to tell it to go back down. And
well, we're 10 minutes late already, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm not going to switch it. I'm going to leave it as is. But I always just have to remember to do that. And it always drives me batty that I always forget.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So it looks like everything is.
So am I grabbing this off my? Well, no. I got to go to your group, or where am I going to?
No, it's in the DJ live streaming group. It's already,
okay.
It's
I see
already
it now.
there. It's already there.
Okay. All right.
Auto Magic. Let me just have it find all the posts real quick so that we can send a. I don't think we need to send another one out to the group. It should already be there. If you just refresh the group page, it should be there. And yep, people are showing up. People, if you are out there, you can see us. Let us know you're here so we can make sure everything is working.
Yeah.
And we can kick it.
Wasn't easy today. It's never easy.
Yeah. Now, the only question is, why is it saying Facebook user? And it shouldn't say that. Let me check.
Well, I'm not even seeing it on my phone yet, so I'm going to groups.
It's coming. It should be there. Yeah. Check it on the group page real quick.
Yeah, I'm on the group page.
All right. And so far, it says it sounds good.
There we go. I see we are live.
There we go. I just want to know why.
Look at that. And there's the comments. Everything's there.
The only thing.
What's up, everybody?
Restream is. Well, it's probably not Restream's fault. This is a Facebook. This is a Facebook in their weird privacy settings. Is the fact that it says Facebook users. There is a link that you have to click in order to tell it that you want us to be able to see you. And let me see if I can find that, because yeah, that's batty. That's absolutely batty.
Yeah, I thought it's supposed to come up on their page, and they just click it like a authorization.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was too, but it might be a little different.
That it's on their end.
It might be. Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation, and it's really has to do with Facebook and their privacy.
Yep.
And hopefully one of these days they'll get it switched off. Anyway, let me just check one more thing, and then we can kick off the kickoff. Okay, so on Facebook, we got everything popping there. That looks good. On the event, that looks good. YouTube looks good. It looks like it's all working. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. I see you on Facebook, but I don't see me yet, so you have to bring me in.
Oh, hello. That's kind of important. There we go.
Well, you know.
There you go.
But see, we still don't have my logos and stuff up there.
Look, if I go like that, how about that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It doesn't give me my logos, though. Oh, well.
That's because that's coming from your Ecamm.
Yeah, but if I tell my camera, I'm on CamLink, so what I need to turn on? Output virtual cam is on, sharing window is on.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. All you gotta do is put your logo on your screen.
It is on my screen. It's right over my face as we speak.
Oh.
From Ecamm. So it's an Ecamm. It's not Ecamm, it's Skype is what it is.
Yeah, you're not.
Which is the
Ecamm.
pain. So let me see if I can switch on my preferences here on Skype. Preferences. And let's see if we can get to audio video, and if I can change this, it's on CamLink. There we go. Ecamm Live Virtual Camera. Wow, it works. It's a miracle.
I lost your video.
You lost me altogether. That's interesting. So now you got to bring me in, or do I have to send something? I'll put it back to CamLink.
How you doing, Robert? Good to see you.
So it's on CamLink, so now I don't have the logos, but you could probably bring me back in, I'm guessing.
You're in, but it's coming up just as Skype because your Skype is not feeding me any video.
Well, it was before. All right, here's Ecamm. So I got Ecamm on mine. as the source for Skype. Try bringing me in again.
You're in. I haven't never removed you.
That's interesting because that basically removed me. I give up, man.
Yeah, so
I give up. I quit. I'm a quitter.
Switch Skype back
I'm a quitter.
to Cam.
It's like rehab of quitters right here.
Switch Skype
Live.
back to Cam Link and leave it.
I did do that before, and it didn't. Okay, now it's Cam Link. See, it's not coming up on your end either.
Tell Skype to turn your video on and off. This is the marvelous magic of Skype.
Well, I don't know how to turn it on and off, but I'll go to FaceTime.
If you shake the mouse, don't do that. You're going to break it. You're going to break it. Just shake the mouse, and at the bottom, there's 3 buttons. There's a microphone button, there's a video button, and there's a hang-up button. Don't press the hang-up button. Click the video button once, and it goes away, and then once again, and it comes back.
All right. There we go.
There you go.
Now I see it.
There you go. That's it.
Okay. So we just can't have that Cam Link. Oh, well, that's interesting because that's supposed to work.
Yeah, yes and no. Yes, it's supposed to work, and no, it's not, because basically, and this is a good, sort of situation to see. Both parties cannot necessarily send out Ecamm at the same time, or vMix, or OBS, or whatever, because one is going to handle the imagery and the overlays and stuff like that, right? If you're sending overlays and I'm sending overlays, then we are connecting 2 different sets of overlays, and the software doesn't know what to do, because Skype, in theory, is just sending you a picture that you're sending it. So,
Glenn said we could use both, that we could both be on Ecamm at the same time. Now,
yes.
Who's Glenn? You guys are all asking out there, who's Glenn? He's the developer of this program, he and his brother. There's Ken and Glenn, 2 twins. These guys are brilliant. They work for Avid. And if you don't know who Avid is, if you guys know Pro Tools, I know you know that. Well, that's the parent company of Pro Tools. So these guys are really, really talented. And we watched a live stream with them the other day, and they showed us that we could bring this in.
You can.
We're going to have this live guest capability. It is coming in a matter of a week or 2. I mean, it's in alpha testing now. It'll be beta soon. And once it gets to beta, it gets to us. So we're excited about that, and I'm sure you guys will be excited about it too if you're Ecamm users. So it's an awesome, awesome tool. But either way,
yes, in theory, you can run both at the same time. That is a possibility. But what you have to understand is what gets sent to the stream is different, right? So it has to do with the way that Skype interacts with those overlays that you're coming in. Because Skype, in your particular case, because you're being called in to me, your Skype is the only camera that I see.
It's not fair because you look good and I don't.
Hey, that's my genes. My mama was a cute lady. No, I'm joking. No, you look fine. Actually, your video looks extremely good.
But my camera is so much better on my end through Ecamm than it is through Skype. That's the problem. And I get small. See, I'm bigger in Ecamm. I fill the screen better. I mean, I can move closer like this and sit at the big boy table, but it is what it is.
No, here, let me show you. I can fix that. That has to do with, wait, now I just
now you reverse me.
Wait,
You're not, Scott.
I just made us backwards. That's super funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
There we go.
So,
perfect. So how's everybody doing today? That's the first question we need to ask, since we got some people that are live right now.
Yes.
I hope everybody is doing well. It's been an exciting week, I guess we would say, an intense week.
What was the question about it's only for iOS? The person who said that about it's only for iOS, please clarify that, because that I don't understand. Theoretically, it should have nothing to do with iOS. Anyway, let me bring up this camera situation. And
I'll say hello to a few people. I see Joe Delphin is watching. What's up, Joe? How you doing, my friend? Kevin, what's happening? Alfredo, how you doing? He's laughing at us. I don't blame you. I'm laughing too. I'm crying as well, but I'm laughing.
No, don't cry, because what Robert said, which is actually pretty good comment. Robert said watching us have these issues is good because it's teaching people what not to do. So we planned those. Those are planned.
There we go.
Yeah,
and that's our show for the week, everybody.
Yes. There you go.
So, yeah, I'm glad everybody could join us. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're not from Chicago, we want to welcome you. I'm in Chicago. Doc is in Hawaii. I am Scott Silz, one of the original Hot Mix 5 and the DJ streaming network here, or the group. And I'm really excited because we're almost at 1,800 people now, and it's just over a month. So there's been a lot of interest, obviously, with the lockdown and everything. Everybody's had to take to technology. And so we just wanted to share some of the stuff that we've learned in this short period of time like you have. And we are both Mac users. I know there's a lot of PC users. I think we're about 50-50 on this channel. And we will get some experts on here for you guys too, because there's a program called vMix that we'd like to share with you guys. We really need to get somebody on here that's an expert so we can teach the PC users that. But they're pretty similar. I mean, they do the same things and they have lots of bells and whistles, and it's simple. That's the best part. It's unlike OBS, where you kind of have to get under the hood and tinker with everything. We use the program called Ecamm. And it's changing daily. I mean, every week we've got a new update. We're on a new beta now, expecting another one very shortly with some other very cool tools that we're going to share with you. But I'm going to turn it over to Doc because he's got the lineup of what we're going to do today.
All right, so today, initially, we're going to jump in and we're going to talk about lighting to get your stream set up. But before we jump into the lighting conversation, yes, first, got to say hello to a bunch of people. Big ups to DJ 720 just popped in. But first of all, if you have any questions in the middle of this process, just type a Q and type it into the chat, and then everything should be good. We'll know that you have a question. For some reason, the Facebook thing is kind of goofy. So maybe at the end of your question, put a little dash in your DJ name or something so that we can call you out until that's me. I screwed it up. I broke the reason why Facebook isn't not working. I'm trying to see if there's a setting that I need to set in the group that might fix that. But in the meantime, yes, if you have a question, do that. Or if you jumped over to the YouTube page and just look at it from there, I can see everybody.
Yeah, I've got the Facebook page up on my iPhone, so I'm actually monitoring the comments from there. So I'll just say hello to Alan and to Matthew and to Kevin and Joe, who are watching live with us. And then you've got the YouTube stream over there that you can check out.
All right, cool. So that way we can see who's saying what to whom. Nice. I see DJ Kevin, DJ Big Scully. I like that name. Okay,
Big Scully, I like that too.
The one other thing that Scott was talking about is for the guys that are using PC, basically the things that we're doing in Ecamm, for the most part, they do work in Streamlabs OBS and they do work in standard OBS. If you're on a PC and you had a choice between using, say, OBS or Streamlabs OBS, I'd say use the Streamlabs complement. It's a little bit more fleshed out. Those two are free options. The Streamlabs OBS, however, has what's known as a freemium model. You can get started for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Same with Ecamm, you can get started for free. But in order to use the stuff that makes your stream shine, to make everything look really, really good, those are sort of paid options, and they do something very similar to Ecamm or vMix, where you would pay a nominal monthly fee and you get tiered things. So in Streamlabs, it's known as Prime. And if you join Prime, you get access to just a bunch of extra bells and whistles, which you may or may not need. For people like my buddy James and those guys out there wanting to do the tip jar, wanting to be able to have your viewers, as James calls tips, to ensure proper streams. I mean, to ensure proper spins. That's what it is. In order to make sure somebody says, hey, can you play I Get Live by Mike and Charlie, one of my favorite songs, then you'd be like, yeah, I'll play it. And you just keep saying, yeah, I'll play it. And then they tip you $5 and then you play it. See, so a lot of DJs want to set that stuff up. And so one of the great things about having Streamlabs OBS, Ecamm, or vMix, all of those things are possible. But for as far as I know, on every one of those platforms, it will require you to be in sort of the paid tier. And so that's a good thing to know. So yes, we will definitely be doing more, and this is we'll get into that a little bit more. I'll come back to this topic, and so I'm going to remember this because there's something that I wanted to bring up when we get to that. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is lighting, and like Scott, your studio lighting setup is dope. And the reason why I say that, there's two things that happens in these sort of live streams. Most people just put your camera on the deck, turn it on, and go. And that's great. I'm glad you got started. But then they say, oh, well, my video is choppy, or it kept skipping, or it's doing this and that. And that's because we are used to spinning in an environment that looks like this. Okay? But the camera don't like that. Ooh.
Sorry.
Hey, Merry Christmas. The camera does not like this, right? This whole thing that we're used to doing when we're in the club, that's great for the club. It's not great for live streaming, okay? Because what happens, your program, right? So all of the programs I mentioned before, Ecamm, OBS, vMix, whatever, all of those things, they need light because it's wanting to be a camera at this point. It's not a person looking at you. The other thing that a lot of people do in their streams is they put busy moving lights. Like you want to get that disco feel. And I get that. But that also confuses the heck out of the camera and causes the program to work extra hard. If you're going to do that, it requires a little bit stronger computer. So you definitely, if you have a early MacBook, or if you're doing this on a lower end PC, say a Core i5 or something of that nature, yes, those machines are fully capable of streaming, but you got to control what you roll, right? So you're not going to want to run a green screen on a machine of a lower quality processor, or lower power processor rather. You're not going to want to have like the disco ball running in the back, because all of that stuff is going to freak out your system. Okay, so how Scott has it set up, where he has the purple action and the little thing moving in the back and these little lights, those are great because they add element, they add depth, they add, some flavor to your image, but you're not making your camera freak out. Does that make sense to you, Scott?
It makes perfect sense. And I'll tell you, I mean, I'm lucky. I do have a lot of natural light down in my office. It's not a very bright day today, but you can still see behind me. It's pretty bright back there. But I used a couple of uplights. These are uplights that I would use at a show. So I put two of them in, put them on a solid color, and, that's it. They're battery powered. And I had an old piece of trussing. I don't want to tell you how old that piece of trussing. It's probably like 30 years old. It's really crappy triangular trussing. And I ordered a set of these LED Christmas lights that are on back there behind it. So the only thing that I feel I would do differently in that, I would have gone for more primary type colors on those lights. They're a little bit light for my taste. I like the bolder colors, but I think they look okay back there. They're not bad, are they, Doc? From your end?
No, they look absolutely
just gives
amazing.
A little pop. Yeah, and you can see I've got my Mac SE20 down there. That is an original beast from back in the day, down low. I don't know if you could see that for all you Mac users out there. I have kept up with the times here, and that's it. So it's pretty much just my office, and I've got my camera. I'm lighting it. I've got a couple of these softbox lights that I've had for a long time. I've actually had a lot of this stuff laying around over the last umpteen years, so I'm finally getting to use it all. So, it's made for a nice background. I got my James Brown. I don't know if you can see James Brown in the back there. I need to put batteries in there so he can dance and sing, but he's back there because I got to have my JBs. And, that's what we do here.
I like the idea of having James Brown in the background.
Anytime you have James Brown with you, you're all good, okay?
It'd be really cool if, again, this requires some pretty dope CGI, but just have him scoot right across the back of you while you dance. I feel good.
You know what we need to do? We need to have our when we get the super chat in there, we'll have to have James Brown pop up on the screen and do his thing. I like that. So
yes, there was a question, and I'm sorry that I can't tell who asked because again I broke this, so I'm just going to go Facebook user, but that's not really who said it. And that's a good question. If you are getting tips, for your live streams and stuff like that, do you have to then in turn pay ASCAP and BMI? That's a good question.
You want to answer that one, Doc? I mean, I'll take a shot at that.
Heck if I know. I would say it's a tip. I think that's a little bit different than if you were charging pay-per-view stream, if you were. Oh, I know who it was. That was Jimmy Taco. Hey, Jimmy Taco. Thank you.
Well, Jimmy Taco, let me just say this. We've got a format now that is becoming legal, and that format is Mixcloud, where we're paying a $15 a month fee, I believe, to Mixcloud, and that money goes out to the artists. So I would say maybe you don't need to get anything, because I think they've set that up. Now, I would say that what you're getting as a DJ, if you're getting that tip, is a donation. You can monetize some of these streams, and that's something we're going to see coming very soon. I believe it's going to be coming even through Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to speak out of school here, but Facebook has some new tools that are in the works now where you're going to be able to have a paid stream. So it won't just be a tip situation. I know you can go on Twitch right now and you can start a channel and you can charge a membership for that channel. And that is what Mixcloud will be doing as well, so that you can support some of these artists. So maybe you have a $1.99 a month or a $5 a month fee. I know the guys that are on Diplo Radio, Phantoms, the group Phantoms, they have a show that they do daily on Twitch. And I think they charge a $5 fee for that. But it's not a music program. It's a talk show, kind of like what Doc and I are doing here. It's a little more music oriented as opposed to technology oriented. So, support the channel, obviously, the $5. I don't think they're heavy to do that. I'm pretty sure that these big companies that are providing this service for us are the ones that are actually going to be paying those licensing fees. That is a deal that they've negotiated with the record labels or through ASCAP, BMI, or whatever the case may be. That would be my understanding. And I think a lot of this stuff is going to have to play out. It's going to depend on how big it becomes and how many people are involved in it. If there's money there, they're all going to put their hands out. And everybody's going to want a piece of the action. That's the reality of it. and if it gets that big, it's great, because that means we're making money, they're making money. I have no problem with them making money. I mean, I think most of the DJs right now are in agreement that if we had an opportunity to have a $10 or $15 a month charge to be able to stream our music on Facebook, that I think most guys would jump in on that. It's a revenue source possibly for the record labels, and it might be a revenue source for Facebook to be able to offer that service to us. But they would be the ones that would have to negotiate something probably with the record labels to make that happen. And then we would probably have to pay for that service somehow to Facebook. So they would both make money off it. But again, I know that I personally wouldn't be opposed to that. And I don't think anybody I really know would be opposed to that from what I've seen online. Now, if it happened, I'm sure there will be a lot of people opposed to it, because that's just the way it is. They're not going to give up that $10 or $15 a month. But I mean, if you had that opportunity and you could build your audience and do something, I'm certainly game for that. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the average person, if would have I think the average person would want to do that. And I'm assuming this question also comes from Jimmy, because I'm on pay right now, but it's not even a question.
Yeah.
Jimmy
he said
says,
getting DVD.
Yeah, that's our homie.
Yeah.
And so I should reach out.
That'd be awesome.
Reach out a call to him and ask him. As a matter of fact, while we're doing this, I'm going to text him and tell him I know he ain't doing anything. He should just jump on the stream right now, because that's a very good question. And like you said, with the way the system is set up, and there's so many people out there, everyone's just trying to get back in the game. And I say the best part of it is, I have found that listening to everybody play throughout the day has helped keep the brain in order, right? It's a good stress relief. It's great to hear some tracks that I haven't heard in a while, because I have been playing in contemporary stuff, recently, and it's relaxing. And so we're doing people a favor. We should almost be counted as healthcare. So maybe if we could get into that, we could be counted as healthcare or mental stability.
I think we're helping people's mental stability. I
day.
do believe that.
I posted in the group the other day that remember the raver kids? They started the whole plur thing back in the day, and all the way back from the '60s when it was the hippies. Like, music was the calming the savage beast kind of thing, right? Bugs Bunny said once in the Bugs Bunny cartoon, "Music calms the savage beast." So yeah, when we're having stressful days like that, like being able to listen to some of you guys, and I'm loving everybody's streams and stuff in the group, and it's just a really incredible movement right now. So yeah, if we could keep that going, and I agree with like what you said, if Facebook or even Facebook and IG, right? You're the same company. Why do you have two different setups for how music gets played or not get played? The idea that if some DJ who's streaming perfectly fine in Facebook would then use like Yellow Duck to stream to IG and then get permanently banned.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. It makes zero sense to me whatsoever. So, Alan Upshaw, Alan, I'm gonna put you in real quick. Hey, move over there. There we go. That's a lot to read, but I'll read it out. Alan says, first of all, let me say Hot Mix 5 for life. But my question is, do you find it hard to get people to watch your Facebook streams, to tune into Twitch, Mixcloud? Facebook has been killing streams and flagging DJs. Alan, you got a point there. My buddy James Coles, his thing was, I just turned off the wrong thing. Go away. His thing was the average person, he feels, because we are what you would call DJs of a certain vintage, that our friends and family, our family, as I like to call it, that's my favorite word, our family and our contemporaries, they won't necessarily know what is a Mixcloud or a Twitch. If you ask anybody in our vintage what a Twitch is, and they're gonna think you're talking about
like this.
Yeah, that your one friend that does the Michael J. Fox kind of thing. I'm not making fun of anybody, just saying what it is.
Right.
Okay, one of my friends said, just say old. Okay, I'm not going to say old. We are of a vintage,
Age is a number. Age is a number.
Aaliyah told y'all that. I wear this hat so as not to show my vintage. Basically, yeah, it is a challenge to teach people of a certain vintage that the Mixcloud is better or Twitch is better. Everybody knows Facebook, and that's why everybody wants Facebook to work. I think that's also why the younger crew want IG to work, because for them, IG is their Facebook, right? I still say at the end of the day, YouTube is one of the best places, but YouTube is guaranteed what you would get slapped, because YouTube has really, really good sensing capabilities, right?
I'm already banned from there, okay?
Yeah,
it didn't take long.
So I think, again, we talked about this last week a little bit, and, I think our challenge is, it really would take all of us. All right, I'm going to put this out there. Here's going to be a goal for this week. Every one of you guys out there that spin, right? We are telling each other, why is Facebook or YouTube or whomever banning us, right? And we're complaining to each other about, well, IG banned us, IG did this. They're not doing it because they want to. If it was up to them, and trust you me, their business model is as many eyeballs on that platform at one time. That is Facebook's business model. That is IG's business model. That is Twitch's business model. That is YouTube's business model. What it would actually take is for all of us to send emails and tweets to all the record labels, just bombard them in Twitter and Facebook and whatever, emails, phone calls, letters, physical letters. While we are in this situation, and actually you should probably change the system by now, because the system we're at a different time and place. You need to let us play what we play. We teach people music. People then go to Spotify and respin said music, and then that's how artists get paid, right? That's how labels make money nowadays. It's not the same Tower Records days from back in the day. So we are the arbiters of the funk. So stop slapping us. And if we tell the labels, then maybe they'll tell Facebook and these guys, okay, you guys can calm it down for a little bit and let the guys do what they do. Does that make sense?
Well, let me put this out here. If any of you guys that are out there right now have a contact at Warner or at Sony, why don't you send me that information in a PM? Let me take a look at that. And A, let's see if we can't get one of these guys to come on and talk to us. And B, let's see if we can't put something together so that we can actually approach these labels to get this done for us and give us a way to do what we do. Because, I know a lot of guys are open format DJs, and I know they can't play for their audience. They're going to get shut down immediately, because the minute, Khaled comes out and Post Malone and all the artists, the core artists, you're going down. There's no way around it. And, I do more than one thing. You guys know me a lot for Hot Mix 5 and the house music. And yes, I can pretty much stay underground and play some of that old school stuff. But I also do a lot of weddings and corporate parties. I can't really showcase my music to that clientele, which is a big part of my business. So I'm not sure if I'm hurting myself or helping myself by doing these, because if a client goes on and looks at my Facebook and goes, oh man, that's not really what I wanted to have at my party, I might be hurting myself. So, I'm torn. I love the house music. I love what I do, but that's not necessarily what I play at a corporate event or at a wedding reception. And I don't think people realize that. People are like, well, I heard that. That's not really what I had in mind. So they move on. It's something to think about. But I'd certainly welcome anybody that's got a contact at these labels that we can get to. And we need to look at that. We just started the show last week. And I think I know we want to bring some guests on here and cover some other subjects. And if you have a topic or you have a subject or something that you want some help with, send it to us. Give us a couple days so we can get some of these guests onto the show for next week. And we'll try to cover some of this stuff. So, that's a good starting place.
Right now, Davey D is listening to us because Jimmy Taco and James brought it up. So I just texted him and told him to listen to us. So he is listening to us right now. Davey just popped in. We are talking about maybe trying to find a way for us to talk to the labels, to tell them to talk to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whomever, to tell them to leave us alone a little bit while we are playing music for the pandemic in order to let people enjoy the music, because they can't physically get to clubs per se right now. Another thing that we didn't think about, maybe one of the other blocks for this situation would be still terrestrial radio still has a lot of pull. Not that anybody listens to it as much anymore. They still have a lot of pull. Because they are the originals, right? So maybe they also do a lot of politicking to make sure that, the situation stays as status quo versus changes to what we would like to see it change to. We would love to see it change to where, us playing for streaming is actually better. I mean, I think it's better for industry at whole, because even, you're speaking of we were teasing and making fun of the vintage guys, right? A lot of those guys aren't going clubbing anymore, but they are still spinning the older music, which would technically be out of catalog. So this is new for the music industry. Not like before. The section of older tracks at Tower Records was small. Most of what, when you walked into a physical store, was newly released, or current within, say, 3 to 5 years. If you wanted to find something older than 3 to 5 years, you had to go to a secondhand store or a music curator or something of that nature. But now, right, we're going out and say we're doing a show and we're going to play all of the 88 to 94 house, and we're bringing that good Fast Eddie hip house, that funk, that stuff that I love so much, right? Now people are going, man, I haven't heard that song in forever, right? I haven't heard Armand Van Helden track for this long or whatever. So now they go to Spotify and they look up 90s house, and so now they're playing something, and now you're bringing attention to a genre that was asleep or dusted. Back in the videos, you always saw someone pull out an album and go, and then the dust would fly off, and then they put it on the Victrola, and the dog would sit in front of it. That was the cliche. In tons of movies you can find that exact shot, right? So we're creating a situation where people are going back to listen to that 80s hip hop or that 90s hip hop or that 90s house, or some of that trance, the early trance, Smarties. Somebody probably just restreamed Speed Racer for the first time in 20 years because they heard it on a live stream that a DJ played. So we're actually helping the industry. So we need the industry to help us and tell the platforms to leave us alone while we're teaching people new stuff. Anyway, that was our soapbox moment for this week's episode. Let me check to make sure we're getting any questions that need to be answered. I'm gonna assume that this is James Coles that said this. He said he is currently making a promo to tell the peeps to download Twitch and Mixcloud and get ready, because we're all going to go live there. Yeah, it actually requires you to teach your audience sort of what to do, right? And that makes it hard. That makes it really hard. That was the complaint about Zoom when Zoom first came up, right? I got to teach people to download Zoom in order to do my show. It's not completely impossible, but it is something that does sort of.
We're all going to have to educate the audience. There's no doubt. And please, all you guys, if you haven't had a chance, on the homepage of our DJ's live streaming group, there is an area to put your Twitch handle or Twitch URL. Same thing with your Mixcloud. I haven't really focused as much on the Mixcloud because it's newer. I'll get something up there this week for all of us to post to that. I know a couple other guys have tried to do that, but I think it was so new at the time, a lot of people haven't had a chance to try that out. But, Twitch has been letting us play. So I'm finding more and more guys doing that. And, we love Facebook. That's where the traffic is. Let's not kid ourselves. We're all Facebook fans here. And, if we could stay on Facebook, we would love to do that. I wish we could find a way to make that happen. But again, we'll reach out. We'll try to see if we can't find somebody that can at least give us a little more insight into this.
Yes. And again, I think the other thing that Facebook would be really good if we can get it figured out, and it might be something Facebook itself has to figure out, is how would we allow, DJs to be able to sort of monetize this, because it's a lot of work. Like the people that are doing this work, and some of these guys' streams are incredible. You can tell they have tons invested into this. It's a lot of work. And what we're talking about today, lightings, buying, light like this or another light like this, or the one I have over here in the corner. The light I have over here in the corner costs more than $1,200. Actually, it costs more than a set of 1200s. Let's get that. That's just a light, son. We're talking just brightness. That set of brightness over there, which makes me look so sexy, that costs more than a set of 1200s, right? So in order to do this, it's important that we do this. I'm going to check. I got one more comment coming in. It's from James. James says, I am doing a Prince party on Twitch this Sunday, and since he's on Warner Brothers and he don't want to be taken down. Yes, that's a good point, because Warner Brothers is quick. They're like,
you'd be gone quickly. If you drop that first song, you'd be gone in 3 minutes.
They are like Fruit Ninja up in here with that. James, if you yell in my comments one more time, I'm going to drive to your house personally. People, don't type in all caps like James, but he's old, so I'm going to let him slide.
Screaming at us.
James is going to kill me.
And he got his plug in too, see?
Yes. So here's the original point of this show this week is we want to talk about lighting. So let's do this real quick, and I won't beat it too far in the dead horse. When you're watching a lot of streams and stuff, and it's not necessarily about seeing you, like maybe you don't want to be seen, wear a mask or something. There's a bucket you can do with two little things, and you look like Marshmallow. No, I'm joking. The reason why you want your good lighting is if your camera and your software isn't fighting to quote unquote clean up your picture. They cannot help it. It's built into their setup. They want to make your picture look better. And so some of that stuff, it causes your video to cause your computer to overwork. So unless you have a really fast computer, don't do that. If you're noticing that you're getting skippings and stuff like that, you might want to chill out all of the excess moving in the background. Like Scott's right now looks really good because he has a decent lighting. He has great natural light. He has good lighting in his place. But off of his gold record in the back, it looks like it's spinning because the ceiling fan is spinning. So it looks like the gold record is spinning, but it's really just that ceiling fan.
Let me see if I can help you guys see that a little bit better. If you can see the fan.
So
see, there it goes.
It looks great for action in your stream. But if your stream is struggling, then you're going to want to mitigate that. So one of the first things you can do, and I will put links to everything in the chat, and then of course we will, add to it from there. One of the first things you can do is get something like this light. This is normally runs between $30 and $40. The reason why I say it runs between, because it does fluctuate. And I guess it fluctuates according to United States versus Chinese currency. That's the best I could think of. Or it could just be that the sellers primarily set it up that when Amazon, a lot of people are buying it, they charge more. right? When less people are buying it, they charge less. But this is it. This is a really, really simple light, and this will look.
Is that the PR1?
No, this is bigger than that. I'll show you something similar to the
Okay.
PR1 in a second. This is a Viltrox, and of course these have weird numbers, right? This is a L, like in Larry, 1116T, right? And so basically, I don't want to blind all you guys. It's a light that I can calm it down. Like even right here, just adding it, it's not super bright if it's too close to you. But if
That actually looks really good, by the way.
need to, I can crank it all the way up, right? It has a little display here on the back that lets you see the color temperature in that. Now this one is cool because it's a bicolor. So I have, if I want to make it warm, I can get that sort of, creamy tint. I don't need that because I was born like this. So tinted face matter, go like that. I can go back to just a bright white lighting, turn it down. So this is a very, very good light for the price. Again, sometimes it's as low as $30. Currently, I see it sitting at 42, but you can't go wrong with this. And they actually, if you have a small space, if you're working out of a small studio, I would say pick up 2 of these. Now, this one I am currently running off of a giant Sony camera battery, but the hack for this, if you happen to have a older hard drive that died, the Western Digital hard drive that died, that little black plug that comes with
The brick.
I was looking for mine on the floor because I have it over there. That little ugly black brick will operate this light.
I think I have one of those here. Yeah, I got a couple of them down here. Well,
Here,
I can't get to it. I got a lot of wires.
here, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what normally comes with it. And the reason why mine's not plugged in, normally it's in my back as a headlight. Come down. Okay, so this is same exact light, but I use it as a headlight, or it behind.
Hair lights.
You put it behind your head. I don't have hair, so I call it headlight. What I use that for is I use that
Mine would
light
be a
back there
reflector.
to separate me from the background. So you have some depth. Like right now, because I'm wearing a black shirt and it's dark back there, and then Vader's back there, you can't really see this line on my shoulder here isn't as prominent as it should be. But when I plug in the hair light, it kind of makes it pop out and it provides a little depth. And that just makes your picture look better, right? Especially for those of you guys that are trying to like spin up against a back wall. So in a low budget level, like for $30, maybe $40, get yourself a simple LED panel. Now this Viltrox one is one of the better brands. You might be able to find it still in the $30 range under a different name, because without getting into a whole conversation of the quote unquote Chinese knockoff, they're all made by the same basic town. Most of them are made in the same factory. They're just labeled under different labels. So sometimes you just kind of look at, the Amazon stars, right? If it has a bunch of stars and the comments look pretty good, just chance them, because they're all going to be basically made by some of the same people, right? And again, this one is the L1 English L116T, and then there's the other version that only has one color that's a little cheaper. So if you don't need the sort of warm tone like this, if you only want to have the bright tone like this, then buy the cheaper one. You don't need the warm light. I use both because I use it for videotaping, or sorry, video shooting. Okay, now the next one I wanted to tell you guys about is also made by the same company, and this one is one of the most common type of lights out there. Is this Robert, sorry, I'll bring that up. I will put Robert on screen real quick. Boom. Robert says, hoping all the gear gets mentioned and will add it to description with the model numbers, etc. later on. Yes, it will. You don't have to take notes, and there won't be a test.
Hey, Robert, what's going on?
Yeah.
Glad you could join us again today.
I can see the icon. Yay. So this the Ecamm beta is fixing something that makes me excited. This next particular one is basically created by the same company. It's Viltrox, but what this particular one will offer is it's a 2-pack, and they're similar to like the ring lights, but they're flat dish. So it'll be exactly like, oh, wow, hello. It'll be exactly like this, but it's a larger, rounder dish as opposed to the flat panel, and it comes with 2, and they come with sticks and a bag and power supplies. So if you have say more of a moderate size space, something like you're working out of a garage or maybe a back room in the house or something of nature, that's going to give you that. Okay, so that's this set right here. Hold on, system audio, mute, off. Hopefully that didn't change everything.
No, it looks good.
Yeah, so that'll look similar to that. Oh, it got hot when I switched to that screen. I'm coming back. I don't know why I did that, but when I did
something
that,
to mention too, you'll notice that both Doc and I are wearing glasses. So if you guys do want to do some lighting and you're wearing glasses, one of the things that you will probably want to do is get the light up in the air above you and coming down a little bit versus directly looking at you, so that you don't get that reflection of that light coming back and seeing it in your glasses, because it looks really weird when you see. I've been watching a lot of these people on TV. 60 Minutes the other night, they had a couple people on there, and sure enough, you could see the light rings right in their eyes. You knew exactly what was being done. So if you do this, get them up in the air a little bit, have them coming down on an angle. That way you won't see them in your glasses as a reflection. Just a little pro tip.
You bring up a valid point, and without breaking anything, I hope, I am plugging in my iPhone so that I can show you that. And yeah, like, why did it get hot all of a sudden? That's crazy. It could just be me. All right, so let me
It's a Hawaii thing.
Yeah, no, not temperature hot. I thought my audio got hot. People, if the audio changed in any way and it's getting like too spicy, let me know, because I might have hit something by accident.
Yeah, it's a little hotter than it was.
Yeah, and that's weird. And all I did was show this screen, and when I switched to that screen, it switched. But that's because the new version of Skype has some kind of like built-in mic gain stuff, and it's super irritating. I wish they would turn it off. Yeah, I can't stand that. Hold on, let me see if I can back it off just a taste, because if it's obnoxious in my earphones, which is why you want to monitor this stuff, it must be really obnoxious to the folks out there. Okay, anyway, what I did, hopefully I don't break anything, was I plugged in my iPhone so I can give you guys a look, because Scott basically just brought up something that, is kind of a interesting concept, right? And that's the idea of being able to put the lights up higher. I actually would like to make mine even higher than this, but I haven't sat around and sort of refocused everything, because yes, that will sort of help with the glasses and the glare and stuff like that. So it's actually a very key part of the conversation. It is very, very ingenious. Okay, get off of that. Stop being hot. All right. So after that round set, there's also a more flat set that's similar to this situation, like the round, but again, these will be considered sort of your budget options. Now, if you are say going to go down to the Home Depot and you want to get a set of these little square Husky LED construction lights, they do work. Your problems are going to be that they're extremely hot and they're normally not very dimmable. However, you can do things with shower curtain from Ross, like a white milky shower curtain from Ross, and put it sort of in between yourself and those lights, and with a boom pole or like a wall-to-wall shower curtain type pole where you can set up, and you end up shooting through that, and that can help calm it down. But that would be a good way to get a nice sort of bang for the buck lighting system until you can buy yourself something a little bit more swanky, and that's a great way to do it. The last thing that I put in is another set of two. Hey, click here. What are you doing? There we go. And That's these newer lights. Oh, it did it again. It has something to do with whenever I hit the web page, it decides it wants to increase my audio. These are also good because they come on a stand and they have more control. Like you have a remote control, right? So if I come over to my shot here, I have remote control. So I can always crank the light up brighter or crank the light down lower with just grabbing the remote control. And so that's kind of a fantastic way to make your situation look good, because there'll be a situation where, you know, somebody in the audience might say, hey, can you add a little more? Can you take a little away? But again, by doing this, you're going to stop your computer from having to work so hard. And if your computer doesn't have to work so hard, then your camera, your feed, everything will look more professional. The people will enjoy it more. And we talk about this in a lot of the live streaming conversations. There are things that your audience notices, but they don't know why they notice it, but make them like person A over person B. And you guys could be like identical twins, but they're going to like one better because the setup looks right. There's certain like subliminal things, right? Having to do with the good sound, the good lighting, the, you know, like the dancing around a little bit, the extra energy that's added. Like there's things to that. And so attacking those subtle things ahead of your stream by making it look good will make it sound better. That makes sense, Scott?
Yeah, I got a lot of sirens going by here in my neighborhood. It's been one of those weeks. I think we all know about that, but yeah. So sorry about that.
Yeah, that's.
But anyway, yeah, you know, when we talk about having great audio, obviously as DJs, that is the number one most important thing. And, you know, I see a lot of the guys doing their streams. You know, we realize you're doing them in, you know, a bedroom or a basement or a spare bedroom, whatever the case may be. And, you know, getting some of that lighting, getting the set to look a little bit better will definitely help you. Obviously, the number one thing, people will put up with a little bit of bad video. They certainly won't put up with bad audio. So if you guys don't have a sound card and you're trying to run this through your microphone, or you don't have that TRRS, that triple ring sleeve, and I don't have one in front of me, or I'd show you one, but you need to have that in order to get good sound quality. You could certainly do this just through your iPhone. You can do it through an iPad. With Ecamm, it's really easy. I run mine through an audio interface. I had one laying around here that I used for regular music production, and guess what? It works perfectly in Ecamm, which is awesome. You just select it as your audio source. So, you know, great audio, great video. You know, definitely going to keep people around longer. I mean, I think that's probably the hardest thing for all of us, is to keep everyone's attention. You get that few minutes where people will check you out. They'll stay for a song or two, and then, you know, hopefully you can keep them there. But, you know, having that great background, having something interesting on the screen to go along with the great audio goes a long way. So, you know, that's kind of the thing. I got the dog here. This is my prop, Frankie. Everybody knows Frankie. She's on the move, and here she comes. There we go. There's the Frankster. My little buddy here is always with me. So, you know, she helps. A lot of people like looking at Frankie. She's much better looking. She's a good girl. All right. Well, that kind of wraps it up for us today. You got anything else you want to cover, Doc, before we say goodbye?
No. The only other thing that I would say is, you know, I wanted to make a point to remember to bring this up for the stream, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to get this out, because in order for this whole situation to get better for all of us, is we have to keep working together as a cohesive group, right? And then so one of the key elements of that is the community, and our community built is amazing. I cannot believe that in such a short period of time, let me check, because I always got to double check my numbers. The last time I checked, we were creeping up real fast on close to 2,000 members in less than a month, or just about a month.
Just over a month now.
Just over a month. We're at 1748 right now.
And people are busy using the group, which is awesome. And I don't mean to interrupt. I got one thing I do want to say. I want to thank Maurice, because Maurice Davis, Titan Davis, did this new logo we have for the DJ's live streaming group. And I reached out to him, and literally within an hour,
He had done this logo for us, and he did a couple of revisions. It's great. It looks awesome. Feel free to take that, guys. Put it up on your streams. Let's use it so people know that they're part of the group. I will try to post a PNG version of that so you guys can actually take that. And if you use Ecamm like we do, you can actually install it on your screen, or you can use it in OBS, whatever the case may be. But that would be great for the group, to let people know to go there to find those DJs that are playing on Twitch, the DJs that are playing on Mixcloud, playing on Facebook, playing on Periscope, wherever you choose. But, use the group, guys. If you have questions, post the questions. The group has been really helpful for everybody. Guys, post your streams. Everybody wants to be able to find you. Not just the DJs, the fans out there want to be able to find you too. And let the fans know that they can go there to get all these great streams that these DJs are doing. You guys are working hard. We see some amazing talent out there and a lot of interest. I want to thank a few other people. I want to thank Elizabeth. She has helped so much. She loves to post all the streams. She's a huge house music head. Same thing with Walt McFarlane. Walt follows all the great DJs, and he's always posting up streams for people to check out. So if you're looking for some other ideas, visit some of these people's streams, because they don't post just the superstar DJs. They post a lot of smaller DJs you don't know that are doing incredible things. And that's a part of what this group was to do, is to help all the DJs, not just big name DJs. I want to be able to help all the DJs get some recognition for what they do. The playing field has been leveled, everybody, with the pandemic and everybody trying to find a way to entertain and be entertained. So, you can't use that as an excuse anymore. Well, I'm not on the radio, or I can't work in this major club. Guess what? You can stream. And I've seen some people that I don't know that are incredible DJs and have done incredible things. And I've seen some people that I know do sound and lighting that have put up some incredible shows for DJs to play on. So, you'll probably get some bookings out of it, everybody. Keep working at it. The better you are, I've had promoters reach out and, wanting to book, and, you'll get some business out of this, I'm sure, down the road. So hang in there, do the great work that you're doing, and keep trying to improve. And if you have questions, send them to us, post them, tune in. We're going to be doing this on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock Central Time. So that's Chicago time, 2 p.m. Doc, that's like, is that like crack of dawn for you in the morning where you are? It's like 5 or 6 hours difference.
It's 9 a.m. Yeah, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yeah, so he gets up early for us. So, all right, well, thanks guys for checking in today. I appreciate it. And closing thoughts, Doc, and I'm going to leave it.
I just wanted to say, the group has been fantastic, and if I could ask anybody to do anything, keep inviting your other DJ friends so the community can grow. And then please don't be afraid to ask your questions. Don't be afraid to communicate. Don't be afraid to, if you have something cool, you found out an idea, you're like, yo, I found this out. This is legit. Put it out there, because our sharing this information right now, helping each other out, is the best part of this community. I personally don't want everybody to just see it as a one-way thing where I just post my stream, I just post my stream. Yeah, you're welcome to do that. And we like that, because I found some dope DJs I had never heard of before. Yeah. So I love that part of it. But in any community, right, you got to give and take, right? You can't just put everything in the trash can and never take the trash out, right? You got to do right. So
sure, guys, that's what it's all about.
Your questions, your gear tips, your like, hey, I ran into this, I found this out, this is cool, I have something I need to know. Like, all of that will just, help the community grow. And right now, the biggest give back you can do is invite your other DJ friends, so we can grow the community bigger.
And your fans. Your fans too, please.
Oh yeah. Oh, so the other thing that's cool too is you would be able to, like, say if our group was say 20,000-30,000 strong, it'd be much easier to send an email to like Warner and be like, yo, Warner, you need to chill. Jungle Boogie, you got to chill. Sorry,
we could do that, right?
You know what I'm saying? So that's
controversy.
That's one of the great things that we would be able to do as the community grows. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys dealing with us as we iron out our technical stuff for a second show. I think we did okay, but we will get it completely ironed out soon. It'll probably take us like 10 shows before we get it completely figured out.
Let's hope not.
But we're getting there, and anybody that you think should see this that didn't see it now, the links will be available. Like Alan and Robert mentioned earlier, I will put everything that we talked about into a recap, and I'll post that. And see you guys next week. I mean, simple as
Have
that.
a great week, guys. Be safe.
Mahalo.
All right.
As we say, peace, fa, safur.
Peace out.